everyone. Welcome to Uptown Studios Live. Oh man, today I'm here with Emilie Cameron with Downtown Sacramento Partnership, and I have so many questions for you. Welcome, Emilie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Tina.
So first, how long have you been with the Downtown Partnership?
A little over 6 years now.
That's a long time. Okay, so you've seen good times and bad times and hard times. First, every morning I walk 5 miles and I can cover the whole city in 5 miles. You know, it's like if you're walking 2.5 miles out, I can get to anywhere within the grid. And I spend a lot of my time walking all the way down to Old Sacramento and then walking through J and K and just checking the businesses out and watching how they're all, first they changed, you know, it was the boarded up windows, and now they're starting to unboard and there are a few more people down there. Take me through what was the best of times, not including COVID. This is like, what was the best time that DOCO had?
Well, you know, it's interesting. So I joined the Downtown Sacramento Partnership in 2015, which was right after the arena was approved and getting ready to break ground. And, you know, it was really an exciting time for downtown, looking forward, you know, getting ready to welcome the Kings to downtown, getting ready for DOCO. And so seeing that come to life, you know, I'll never forget the goosebumps of October 2016 and seeing, you know, all the people just come to downtown and experience it in a new way. Yeah. So that was exciting. And then, you know, we've had so many great projects over the 6 years that I've been here, from, you know, new residential. I'll tell you, the Hardin at 700K, and to see how that block has come back alive again with not only housing, because we know how important that is for downtown, but with local and really cool and yummy retailers. Selfishly, it's nice to have some great lunch spots, dinner spots so close. You know, and then I'll tell you, you know, going into the end of 2019, it was a really exciting time. Office vacancy was at an all-time low. You were seeing really exciting employers move downtown, tour downtown. We had the convention center and the theater that were going under construction. It was an exciting time.
Yeah, they were just starting. Everything was like, yay, finally, we got this. We got this. It's going to happen. And Sacramento is going to have it's going to be a prime destination, because I felt like everything was just falling into place. It was just clicking away and people were down there. It was busy, busy, busy all the time. And then March.
Yeah. Then March 2020 came.
And then tell me about, like, did it just kind of blow your hair back? Did everybody just go, oh my God, what are we going to do?
You know, I think how quickly it came about, right? So we had all been monitoring and watching and kind of seeing this thing that we had heard about was sort of starting to take over. But in March,
that was quick. Watching.
Oh yeah, I mean,
that was like in December, right?
Yeah,
we just
so it was
watching
December, January, but even then it was sort of a blip on the radar, right? It was sort of, have you heard of this? And we were planning the St. Patrick's Day annual parade in Old Sacramento waterfront. And, you know, as it was getting closer, sort of, you know, okay, we're going to implement some new protocols and best practices. And then, you know, a couple days prior to the parade, everything shut down and just, which really has been a key marker, I think, of all of this, you know, for the last almost 2 years now, is the starts and stops and how sudden. And but I think it took us all by surprise, especially, you know, a lot of businesses who just had to close overnight. You know, you had restaurants who had refrigerators full of product.
Yeah. Well, and I remember when it first happened, I would go walking and I would shop at the restaurants because they opened bodegas, so they were selling all of their produce. I remember getting rice from Thai Basil and shopping, and getting some bread. I mean, because everybody was, I mean, it's just going to go bad. We had to close. Weird.
Well, and I think
weird, but it is also entrepreneurish. You know, it's like,
exactly. It speaks to I mean, So what's so unique about downtown Sacramento is the majority of our businesses are independently owned, locally owned. And these are people who, really rolled up their sleeves to launch their dream of opening a business. And they know how to pivot, they know how to invent. And of course, no one wanted to do it in this fashion, but I think it really spoke to the testament of who our business owners are. And, I think Brasserie is a good example. Immediately opened a bodega style
Yeah.
market where you could pick up wine and pasta and bring home. Look at how many people created an online presence. I'll tell you, in downtown, a lot of our businesses have been here for decades and had relied on, their constant stream of customers and had to reach a whole new
So
audience.
Tony's Deli, is Tony's
Mhm.
opening?
They are open. You can get your meatball sandwich.
It's like they've been there
Mhm.
I worked downtown 30 years ago when they were there. And it's just, it was just so sad to see things boarded up. And then let's talk about boarding up as another downhill when we had all the protests.
Mhm.
Um, how did that, that was just another big hit to the people downtown, all the businesses.
Having to board up and some of the damage that occurred over the summer definitely, it was another step back. There's no sugarcoating it. It was incredibly difficult, incredibly expensive. And first and foremost, separating obviously one, the call for racial justice and social justice. Downtown is everyone's neighborhood, and to see downtown be a place where people could come together and make that call was incredible. Separate
I
from that,
I
there was
love that you're saying that. I love that you're saying that because downtown is our place. It's our
it is
place where we gather for fun and celebration, and it is the place that we gather for public outcry. Um,
exactly.
the part that was hard was the few people that were destructive, and I don't think that I know
Yeah.
that it wasn't the majority of people. It's a few people that caused great destruction and harm to small businesses that are just making it. That's the hard part. That if they own the store, they'd be brokenhearted.
Just having to again sort of take a hit back and figure out, okay, what do I do? What's the next step forward? And there were a handful of businesses that did close over the summer. In total, right now there's about 10% of the businesses closed during the pandemic, but that means 90% stayed open in some way. And so,
Because that talks to our spirit, the small business owner's spirit,
well,
right?
I'll use Tony's as an example. So, being in a historic building, it did take a lot longer to get supplies. And anyone who's doing any type of home construction project can tell you right now that, whether it be glass, wood, and imagine being a historic building too, it takes time to get those materials. So he actually, while he was waiting for materials, would every morning come in and pop open the door so you could still get in there and get sandwich. And, there were other businesses who kind of had to do that too. Fortunately, we're seeing more and more boards coming down, and again, as there's more activity, again, it
Yeah,
helps with
yeah.
that.
Well, and Tony's is at 12th and J. Is it 12th
Yes.
and J? Yes. So we'll give them a plug. 12th and J. If you ever need a good sandwich, go to Tony's.
Lots of good sandwich places in downtown.
Well, and it is supporting all of the businesses that are down there. So recently, my wife and I got electric bikes, and that's where we head because we want to support small businesses. So we'll go and we'll get an ice cream from Devil May Care. We go and we'll get a drink here and a drink there and some appetizers, and it's just a great time.
The
Because
mix of businesses we have in downtown, it is so incredible and so unique. And to still see so many that are opening, just last week, Impound Comics opened in Doco, creating a Sacramento-based comic story. It's just the businesses that continue to open are just so incredible.
yeah. So let's talk about open space and how do we get people back to work?
Lots of ways, and Downtown Partnership is working on that too, right? No, so it's, first and foremost, it's creating a place that's welcoming, inviting, it's safe, that sort of foundation, key elements to building any city, any place. And, part of that is through activation. So continuing programs like the Fresco Dining that was launched during the pandemic, as well as, some of the activations.
Talk a little bit about al fresco dining. Everybody may not know what it is, but if you ever come downtown, you know it when you
Yeah,
see it.
the expanded patio, so the expanded outdoor, the expansion of outdoor operations. So as you know, during the pandemic, for majority of the pandemic, several businesses, in particular the restaurant industry, had to modify operations or limit capacity. I mean, at some points it was no capacity indoors, right?
Right.
And so taking advantage of Sacramento's usually great weather and expanding operations outdoors. And so first part of that was at the state level, ABC modifying regulations to allow for service. And then really the city also creating modifications and really rolling back some of the requirements to be able to temporarily extend these patios. And downtown's somewhat unique. You'll see across the grid, whether it be R Street, Broadway, Midtown, you saw everyone kind of expanding operations.
Yeah.
Downtown, we have some really key high traffic vehicle corridors. And so we had to get real creative. And in particular, we had to really keep safety in mind. So it wasn't cheap to help some of these restaurants be able to expand because things like water barriers and other types of infrastructure that was needed.
So on these al fresco dining, these patios that were open, are they going to be able to keep those? Because I love them. I love
We
that.
love them too.
I love them. I just, is there any pushback from keeping them, or is it a temporary?
I think everyone wants to figure out how to make this something that can stay more permanent. So you saw the city of Sacramento did extend the approvals that they had, at the state level. There's some legislation to try and permanently extend the ABC regulations. I think, Sacramento, we have over 300 days of sunshine a year. Let's take advantage of it. Let's, we still get potential new businesses who are calling and saying, show me space that has patios. I want outdoor. I want to take advantage of it. So it's definitely something I think that in some shape or form is here to stay.
Now, Emilie, has Downtown Partnership been able to support? How do you help these restaurants to figure out how to do this? Are you first convener of information?
Absolutely. So Downtown Partnership really, we play a couple roles. The first is being a convener and sharing that information, right? So making sure that businesses who could take advantage of the opportunity knew it was there. And then we have an incredible team, an incredible staff here. So everyone from our maintenance and field services team, our events manager, our marketing team, we're a very nimble organization and all in, right? And everyone
had to be nimble. Look what you had to go through. It's like that proves your nimbleness for sure.
Well, and we have an amazing team here too, which really helps. And so they just stepped right in, everything from doing site walks to helping secure the barriers needed to, convening the right people in the right departments at the city and really trying to get as quickly as possible so that the businesses could take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And of course, advocating to continue to.
Right. And you're continuing to. Tell me the boundaries for Downtown Partnership.
Yeah. So Downtown Partnership, the PBID or Property-Based Improvement District that we manage is 66 blocks. So from the Old Sacramento waterfront to 16th Street and then about H to N. Think about the Central Business District plus Old Sacramento waterfront.
Okay. All right. So if you are a business in that area and you don't know about DOCO or Downtown Partnership, it's like reach out to Emilie and she'll get you connected to the right people. I think it's important, it's all the work that you've done to reach out to businesses, but it's easy to miss people. And if anybody is thinking of opening a business in downtown, go for it. The time is right now.
Well, calling all dreamers, there really is no better time, right? So
right. Well, and I got involved with Calling All Dreamers.
Yes.
So Uptown Studios is donating a website, so we're going to be investing $15,000 to $20,000 in the dreamer who gets the prize. So
it's first of all, it's just such an incredible program, and this is now the 8th year of competition. Our most recent winner, Nash and Proper, is still slaying it on K Street, and it's something that is just so unique. It helps. It helps someone refine this idea and their love for this place that we call home and marry the two together and bring forward this business concept. And not just winners, we've seen my finalist won. Right. Yeah.
everybody that applies gets all of this help with marketing and finances and property rules and regulate. I mean, it's like this huge amount of help that whether you win or not, you're just given all this information. So it's an awesome
Just the
program.
practice of creating a business plan to apply is sometimes the first step for several businesses. We have, our 10 semifinals are paired with SCORE mentors, former CEOs. And then of course our winner gets that $100,000 prize package and some startup capital. And, it really is one of those feel good things that makes us so proud to call Sacramento home.
Oh yeah, it really is. It's really awesome. So we were talking about cleaning the neighborhoods and windows, the boards coming down. How are you working on that? How are you convincing people to get the boards down?
Fortunately, a lot of the boards have been coming down as things reopen, as people come back to work. I mean, coming back to work is a big part of that, right? And so first step is making sure that it's clean, safe, and welcoming. The next step is providing a little incentive. So, Downtown Sacramento Partnership, early on, we worked on some gift card giveaways, launched the Downtown Dollars campaign. So you can now go to a one stop and purchase a gift card that you can use at multiple downtown restaurants and retailers.
Why don't I know about
great
that?
for employers to welcome back employees.
That's
And then we're launching a new program too. So you will soon be able to enter into a weekly giveaway for coming back to work in downtown. So everything from Tower Bridge tickets to hotel stays, Broadway Sacramento tickets, events at Golden One Center. So weekly giveaways. Again, coming back to work, you get a chance to enter into this really fun opportunity to again be part of the downtown fabric again. There is a collaboration, collisions of ideas, and so many things that are just so great about being back into downtown.
Well, and it's exciting, and in spite of Delta variant, and I mean, here again, we're in the push me, pull you phase because we're still not sure, but everybody's leaning into it. It's like we know that we're going to get through this sometime, so be ready for it.
Well, and that's what's so unique about downtown. Early on in the pandemic, we launched the Healthy and Safe Pledge, keep COVID in check. And it was a visual identifier. So one, it was to help the businesses understand what are all the steps that they could do, because they wanted to keep their employees safe. They wanted to keep their customers safe. But then also help the region understand that these are businesses that are going the extra mile. They're taking the extra steps to make sure that we're all getting through this together. And so, sort of morph now into the We Are Downtown Together marketing campaign, which we have materials that you'll see both in our social media profiles, online, and other platforms. But this idea that we are going to come back. We are going to come back together. We're going to be stronger together. Yeah. And all of that excitement that we had going into March of 2020, we haven't fallen off the trail just yet. We're still in the
well, and we have the convention center that's nearing
a beautiful new convention center.
Hopefully. We can open. Hopefully. It's like, oh my goodness. I just hope
it's incredible. And to even see during the pandemic how our regional audiences fell back in love with one of our biggest amenities, our waterfront, seeing how old Sacramento, and seeing, again, people who hadn't been here in years, because you think, oh, that's just a tourist destination. No, it's actually a regional amenity. It is for everyone in our community. Yeah, and it was great to see everyone re-experience that again.
Well, and for parking, because so many of the restaurants are taking up some of the parking spaces. And if you're not from here, you complain about parking. It's like, well, find a parking lot and then jump on one of the jump bikes, the Lime bikes, or the scooters, and just buzz around. It is a blast.
And very walkable, right? Don't forget, there's 20,000 parking spaces within a 1 mile radius of the arena. So it's
right. You can find parking, and then if it's 3 blocks away and you don't want to walk 3 blocks, jump on one of those little scooters. They're so fun. They are just so much fun.
I don't know if I trust not being able to fall off one of those scooters.
I like the bikes. The bikes are more my the scooters are like, ooh, this is like, ooh, you can feel every little bump. But the young people, it's like, man, they can do tricks with them. They're awesome.
Well, and again, something that sometimes we take for granted is downtown Sacramento is incredibly walkable. This is one of the most walkable cities, and again, we have the weather for it, and get out and enjoy it. It's
Oh my,
I just
yeah.
feel, especially with all the murals now and the artwork, it's so fun to just kind of discover something new.
Well, and because I walk so much every morning, it is like I take a new route and then I'll say, oh, there's a new mural. I haven't seen that one. And then have to take a picture of it and post it on my
Mhm.
Instagram. And, it's like talk about all the stuff that you see. And you see so much more when you're walking. You just see
It
it.
it is. It's just a whole different way to experience the
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, so there was the big restaurant um, al fresco that you had in the Doco Plaza. Did that shut down? Did you stop doing that? Because I really like that.
I don't know the exact details of Doco's al fresco, but I will tell you the majority of the restaurants in the Doco Plaza have patios and already had a natural al fresco. They just won an award from ICSC, which is sort of the international body of shopping centers, and particularly for the innovation that was the alfresco program at Doco. It was, talk about being really inventive and innovative, and kind of speaks to what you find in the arena as well.
Yeah.
Being able to try all those different nearby
I
businesses, one
I
easy location.
you were outstanding in that idea, and it was such a fun
I wish
space.
I could take credit. That was Doco and the Kings get the
Well,
credit.
it was awesome. It brought people out and they were all having fun. And it was just, you didn't have to be so close to everybody, but it looked like people. And that's what people were thinking. It's like, how do I get out and be around people again? It was,
Exactly. Well, and again, being able to take advantage of opportunities to enjoy being outside, which we know is something that was important, and taking advantage of an amenity that maybe we just kind of forgot we had in our back pocket.
yeah. So now we have about 8 minutes left. I do want to talk a little bit about homelessness and the impact on downtown.
Mhm.
And I know you have navigators and you've had navigators for a long time. Let's talk about what it is that you do to help maneuver around homeless populations.
Well, I think what's interesting is, the model for the Navigator program actually started with the Downtown Sacramento Partnership. We had one of our guides, Jay Vance Stewart, who just naturally made these connections. We started to realize, outreach and direct conversations, and that was that first line of opening that door to
Yeah,
housing
I knew Jay
services.
Vance, and I had my office was at 912 J Street above
Hmm.
the pawn shop. When that was my
Mhm.
first office, and Jay Vance was there, and he was just meeting everybody. He would come up and talk to all my team. He was the he was the welcomer of downtown. He was
And
awesome.
and our guides still are today. It's
Yeah,
amazing to see. So yeah, so it was a program that was then modeled countywide. The downtown partnership very much supports how the city is creating the Office of Community Response and creating new and innovative ways. This is a problem that it's not going to be just one neighborhood or one area. It is
right.
going to be
No,
something that's affecting everyone. I think
it's
I can only speak for
right.
downtown, obviously, but it's we these are our neighbors. We want to make sure that people are not losing their lives because they're homeless, and that's the key. We also need to make sure that there's balance, and that this is an economic development district, and we need to make sure people have the accessibility to open their business, to get to work, to feel safe. All of those things are important.
They are, and you're doing a great job. And I know you were doing the same great job when I was down there. Um, I like that they put the restaurant in Cesar Chavez
Oh,
Park.
we love La Cosecha.
Yeah. What a great idea. Great partnership between a restaurateur and city-owned property. It was just another magical thing that happened. Um, Good work.
Well,
Um,
and that's something that's really unique about the downtown partnership is creating opportunities to leverage public and private resources to create just so much, innovation, new ideas, new thinking. And again, as we move forward out of the pandemic now, leaning into the lessons learned and how can we create something even more exciting.
Well, and it's like your partnerships. It's like Brenda just mentioned the Sackville Harmonic. It's like your partnerships with all sorts of different groups where you can partner and bring them in and give them space to perform and do things.
Yeah, our events team has really done a great job of creating, downtown is a venue. It's a place where you can come and you can create your event. So we see lots of opportunities and lots of folks who want to come in and do exciting things. And we have, our events team can navigate you through the permitting process, tell you what you're going to need. The farmers market that, we host weekly at Capitol Mall is, a good example of our events team putting together something that's just really incredible.
Yeah. Is the farmers market still happening at Cesar Chavez Park?
Not this year. This year it's just the Capitol Mall market.
Mm-hmm. And is there still one on N Street?
I don't know. Our boundaries end right at Capitol Mall.
Oh, okay. All right. I have a question from Anne. Is there discussion and supporting street musicians and performers to enhance the downtown experience? So the buskers, are you going to have?
So over this last year, we had something called the Reimagine Grant, where we provided grants to businesses to employ local artists, musicians. We actually even ourselves had a program called Downtown Live over the summer, where we were able to bring musicians into public plaza. So Ali Yousefi Square, the Paseo in front of the Convention Center, Old Sacramento Waterfront, and play music. We had some live artists out there, and again, creating sort of a really fun and vibrant place. But I think as we move forward downtown, there's going to be lots of opportunities to continue to do that.
Well, I know there used to be a Wednesday concert on O Street. Are you going to bring things like that back? So like new
Concert Center Park 2022, get ready.
Yeah, I'm loving it. It's like I'm down there all the time, and I love this city, and I want to help however I can. Emily, if you ever need me to shout it out to our social media, you just let me know what you need help with. I will be there to help you.
Oh, thank you. You've been a great supporter of downtown and the businesses here. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Well, I was one, and I'm in Midtown, and I live in Midtown, and my business is on Broadway, so I am familiar with the great work that the PBIDs do. All right, so here's my pitch. What do we need to do to get more funding to every PBID so that they can do more of the work that the city is just not able to do? What is it that the citizens can do to help you? Because you're doing all the clean and safe. It is huge, and we need more. We do need more of everything that you're doing. We need more. So
yeah, exactly. And everyone needs more, right? But what's so great about this particular time is we have an unprecedented level of state and federal money available, and looking at how do we make investments that will give us returns to improve not just downtown and midtown, but the entire city. So looking at how we can, take that entrepreneurial attitude and looking at how we can create sort of profound and lasting benefits for everyone.
And so who do we talk to? Do we talk to the city? Do we talk to our city representatives and say, make sure that you're funding all of our PBIDs, because they're keeping our places where people gather clean and safe and enhancing the experience? Who do we talk to?
Well, of course, it's not just the PBID, right? I mean, we are a vehicle, but it's investing in core infrastructure, making sure we have, lighting and just necessities, streets that are well paved, that sort of thing. And then there are organizations like PBIDs and other nonprofits that are doing great work and leveraging those funds. So of course, I gotta give a little plug for us. But make sure, you can learn more, go to our website, downtownsac.org. If you're looking for something to do, go downtownsac.com and learn all about all the wonderful work that we do there. And attend
the events. It's like go to downtownsac.com. That's the place where you're going to find out where all the events are. Get yourselves down here, park, jump on an electric bike or walk, and enjoy seeing people gather together. It is the time is now where people are coming out and about. Wear your mask, be safe, but feel the joy of a place called Sacramento because we love it so much. Emilie, you've done so much work. Um, I'm serious, and I can hardly wait for the Dreamers thing to start because I get to meet all of the applicants and help to judge and figure out who's going to win the website. So I'm really excited.
Apply now. Yes, apply through August 16th. So get on it.
August 16th, figure it out, you guys. Come on downtown. And Emilie, thank you so much for all you do and Downtown Partnership for everything that you do because you're building a great city and helping so many businesses. So everyone, that's our session for today. We will see you next week. And Emilie, thank you so much. All right, everybody, bye-bye.